You know, guys, as a current member of Luminosity Gaming, I was actually a little hesitant on making this video, but after some of the events that transpired over the past weekend, I feel like it's only right that we go ahead and have a little discussion about Luminosity Gaming. People coming into my watch parties trolling, asking questions, and I don't necessarily always have the answers, but I figure I can at least let you know what I know. That's a little bit of mix of both public and maybe a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. Now, as you guys know, August 20th, 2025, it was announced, or it says last update, so maybe it was a little before then, but either way, it was announced that Luminosity, or Vertical Studios, to acquire Luminosity Gaming because enthusiasts, right here it says it, Luminosity Gaming is set to be acquired by gaming and lifestyle company Vertical Studios following the esports organization's divestment from Enthusiast Gaming, which was the previous owner of Luminosity. Now, I don't know anything about Vertical Studios. I assumed I was going to, but I haven't gotten really any kind of updates to give me the answers to the inquiries I might have. And you're probably thinking like, oh my goodness, sold? Could this be the destruction of another popular Smash Brothers organization? I feel like I've been here before. Well, maybe you have, but I'm not willing to quite go down that lane just yet. I mean, after all, let's look at some things that you could say are a bit concerning while this acquisition was announced. Let's go over to the Luminosity Smash channel. Pretty popular. I mean, it's garnered 58,000 plus subscribers. A lot of the views have excellent viewership on them. I mean, look at this. Now, it's been a little while since my friends have uploaded. No one's hitting me up to do anything. I actually think the guy who was in charge of this might have got released. I'm not really sure, but look at this. I mean, you know, it's only been a month since they last released a video. It's the rankings reveal that they did at Supernova. Now, interestingly enough, several of our premier players, Meister, Sonics, and NK were notably absent from Supernova. So that right there raised a few questions. You know, why aren't they going to the event? So, you know, people are gonna have like their kind of concerns. That's not really a big deal, right? All right, well then we scroll on over to my boy Alex, you know, and he made this announcement back on September 1st. After 3.5 years, no longer working at Luminosity. Something new coming soon. Now, I initially was like, okay, I guess they're just kind of retooling and restructuring, but Alex was the go-to guy on LG. You can ask any of our players, okay? Alex was the guy who got ish done. Got me on Luminosity, always answered questions in a pretty timely manner. The guy was pretty goated at what he did. And, you know, to me, it's never, I don't know how I feel about the peace sign at the end. I don't know if that's like a little bit of sarcasm or whatever. But either way, all these things have started to snowball, and I've been having to answer some questions. Let me give you an example of what I've been having to deal with. Little Mac Main, shouts to him. He actually posted this excerpt from one of my watch parties. Take a listen.
Totally.
LG got sold for pennies. How many times do I have to tell you? There is no issues with LG. We are perfectly fine and perfectly sustainable. We appreciate your concerns and or comments on the matter. However, please understand that everything is fine over here at Luminosity Gaming, and all of our players are happy, paid, and can't wait to represent everyone at the next event. Thank you for your concern. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. What I'm about to discuss, that might not have aged so well. Obviously a little tongue-in-cheek in how I'm responding to some comments, but nonetheless, I'm trying to keep on a brave face, a happy face. I love rocking the blue and white, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy being an LG soldier, but we could be in a little bit of trouble. Now, this is also from a watch party I did. This is Eugene Bound Summers, which honestly is one of the best top 8s of the whole year. MK Leo versus Sonics. Now, what do you notice about this, okay? Well, you see, they're both got their LG logos right there, but then I realized that's just imported from Start GG. Neither one of them is wearing their jerseys in grand finals of an A tier. Now, hold on a second. I know what you're thinking. Well, EE, you might be just jumping the gun. You just said right there that sometimes the jerseys are out for cleaning, and maybe it's, you know, he forgot to pack it, TSA stole it. You never know who could be a crazy fan out there just lurking, trying to get a sniff of something. Well, I smelled something too, and it didn't smell good. Fast forward a little bit. This, yet another watch party. See, my watch parties aren't just for entertainment. They uncover and get shit done. Now listen to this excerpt, because Sonics popped into my chat while I was watching Kurofume versus Neo at a Japanese tournament. Listen to this exchange. Wait, Sonics, I'm glad you're here. Okay. So, people keep like asking me and trolling me, and they're like, hey, what's going on with LG? Are we still on LG or not? Do you know what's up? Are the vibes okay? What's going on? He responds, bro, I don't know, are we? We lost Alex. I don't know anything anymore. Bro, I don't know, are we? Proceeds to follow that up by saying, I was hoping you knew more than me. Nigga, I don't know. What? I'm hoping you knew more than me. I'm going to inquire. Now let's fast forward this a little bit because something else was sneak. And if I get some, shut up, Phil. Let's fast forward this a bit. Look at this comment right here. I'll make sure my editor zooms in on it. I didn't wear the jersey. Oh, hold on, wait. Sonics. They didn't even post that Leo and I were at the major this weekend. I didn't wear the jersey for that sole reason. F that. Now, as a player, it's not unusual for them to get disgruntled at times, but I think this is a very valid complaint and concern from Sonics, because I wasn't even thinking about that. I was like, that's a really good point. Why wasn't there a tweet or anything about that? I usually see that, like give it a like, a retweet, and a reply sometimes. And then I had to start doing some digging. So I scrolled back, and I scrolled back, and I scrolled back to August 12th of this year. Is the last Luminosity tweet with any reference to Super Smash Brothers besides a reply to one of Hazmat's shit posts. Shouts to my boy Haz. I'm not gonna lie to you. My antennas have gone up a little bit. The concern is starting to brew. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I did my due diligence about 2 weeks ago and some change. And I asked one of the representatives of LG, I was like, hey man, you know, what's going on with this? And this is like really concerning to me because if you guys watch this grand finals, you know, Leo won. It had a huge pop-up at the end. It was one of the best, it was an amazing match to watch, right? I was going crazy watching it, okay? But listen to this. On September 1st, I also got this message, okay? I said, hey, are we allowed to share anything that we know about LG? What's okay to share? To which they replied, you can let the chat know that Luminosity is currently in the process of changing ownership effective this week, and we should have more updates soon. I would prefer not to share anything else outside of that. That is the last update I personally received regarding the changing of ownerships. Now, I know that the people still left at LG, at least who I've had contact with, they do care, right? They do care. They don't want to leave their players in despair. But look at this pop-off from Leo. How could you not? Look at me. Look at my black ass in the background. How could you not tweet this, man? How is somebody not on top of that? I told you, I smelled something and it stunk. And no, it's not my sweaty pits from celebrating the Ghost W. We're gonna figure this out. But post your theories down below. I still love LG. I'm still on LG as far as I'm concerned. They didn't take me out the banner, damn it. There's my black ass right there. But for how long? No, seriously, please don't drop me. I have nothing. Subscribe.